Hello, my name is Kathy. I moved to the Central Coast about 6 months ago. I'm a registered nurse at a local hospital here. And for about a year I had trouble with carpal tunnel on the right hand. And as being a nurse, also a surgical nurse, I have witnessed and seen a lot of people that have had surgery on their wrist, and most of the people that I've spoken to have had serious problems afterwards and never really quite achieved the results they'd wish to have. And I am also a little bit of a chicken, so I decided I would go into the internet and see what I could find, and the first thing that came up was the carpal tunnel solution. And so I thought, well, you know, for the price, which was really good, I'd go ahead and send away for it and give it a try rather than getting the steroid injections or surgery, because that took quite a while to recover from, up to 6 to 8 weeks to recover, and I didn't have time to not be a nurse anymore, because I do support one 15-year-old daughter by myself now. So what I did was I sent off for it. It came. Every night religiously I used the carpal tunnel solution, and within 6 weeks, and it is true, my carpal tunnel was gone. Every month or so I might start feeling symptoms of it again, and so what I did was I purchased a second pack, and only have to use maybe 1 or 2 of the little braces, maybe once every 6 weeks. And it hasn't flared up again, so I'm a true believer in this carpal tunnel solution. It just works fantastic for me. I also am an airplane pilot, and I love to body surf. I do extensive gardening, and I have to be able to use my hands. And I don't intend to retire for some time, because I do love being a registered nurse, so this is just the perfect solution for someone that wants to remain active. This is the package I received in the mail. It came immediately. It was just fantastic how fast it did arrive at my house. And this is how it comes. It comes in a nice package. Very easy to open. The packs look like this. You get quite a few too in the pack, and that for 6 weeks on your first, and then you can go and order another supply later. I've been a nurse for 20 years. And during that time, I've known many surgeons personally, and I do have quite a few friends that are also surgeons. So for me, it was easy for me to find out what the solution would be for my carpal tunnel syndrome. And I asked 2 of my surgeon friends, you know, what would be the best thing. Both of them just said surgery. So my primary doctor referred me to a surgeon, and I was just about ready to set up and have the surgery. But one of my friends who also worked with me at the hospital was a telemetry technician, and he'd also worked on the floor for many years. He said, well, do you want to see my scar? I looked at his arm, and he had quite a big scar across his wrist, and I said, well, how did it work for you? And he said, well, yeah, I still have it. And he said, actually, it's worse than it was before. And I'm being a chicken, and nurses mostly are, I said, oh no. So what I did was I went into the computer and I found out about the carpal tunnel solution. And I really do like the brand, but the reason I really needed it was I could not even close my hand. I work on the floor, and we pick up very large, heavy charts. We're continually lifting heavy people, sometimes people as heavy as 400 or 500 pounds. And you have to be able to use your wrist. And I do have a daughter that's 15, and I have to be able to support her, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and look into this carpal tunnel solution. And what they are is they're small little braces made out of foam tape. And I thought, well, gee, we use that tape on the floor, you know, this looks really easy. How could something like this possibly work? And I really didn't think it could, but I thought, you know, rather than having surgery, how much better to just try something for such an inexpensive cost. So for 6 weeks, I was religious. I put these on my hand for 6 weeks, used them, and carpal tunnel was gone. And I told one of my chemotherapy doctors about it, and she's on it too now. And everyone that I've referred to the product is just in love with the product, because it truly does work. What I first noticed about having carpal tunnel syndrome was that at nighttime, around 4 o'clock in the morning, I'd wake up and one of my arms, happened to me on my right hand, would be asleep. And then my hand would be asleep, my arm would be asleep, and at my elbow I'd feel extreme burning. And I couldn't go back to sleep. Well, I do work 12-hour shifts, and there's just no way I could go to work and continue working if I had to suffer through this insomnia plus the pain of the carpal tunnel. So when I would get to work, I would try to write. We have a lot of documentation we do, and I could hardly close my index finger to my thumb. So it was just getting so much worse. Of all the treatments that I thought I could do, I decided to do this. It really helped. For the first, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks, I didn't feel much better, but after about the 5th week, I really felt the product start to work. And then by the 6th week, it was gone. And I thought, this is great. So I've just been telling everyone that I work with at the hospital, especially women that work as nurses, because there's so many nurses that work as single mothers. So for me, it was very important to be able to get back to work as soon as possible. And surgery just was not an option. They told me it could be anywhere between 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, maybe as much as 3 months before I'd have full use of my hand. So I could still go to work. I use this at night. This product's fantastic. I would use it at night, wake up in the morning, take it off, wash some of the adhesive off, and go to work. Did this for 6 weeks. It's gone. I don't have to have surgery, saved money for the surgery, saved time and pain, and I'm able to do everything with my hand now. So for anyone that's having this kind of problem, you should at least give it a chance, because it's so much cheaper than surgery, so much easier on your body. You don't have the side effects. You can have clots, you can throw clots, pulmonary embolisms, lots of problems you can have from surgery. So this has absolutely no side effects. So it's benign, and it's wonderful, and it's inexpensive. So as I said, I do work in the hospital. I've seen people that have had this type of surgery. And one of my friends, after the surgery, he developed scar tissue in his wrist. His wrist was so much worse after the surgery that he actually had to go back and have a second surgery. Still, his wrist is not usable. And there's other complications from surgery too. Every surgery, every surgical procedure has risk. And one of those risks is clotting. You can throw a clot to your heart, to your lung, to your brain. You can have a stroke. You can have severe damage to the nerves if they happen to miss what they're doing, and that does happen occasionally. So surgery should be actually your last choice, because if you can do anything, even exercise, whatever it takes. But I did that. I exercised. I do go to the gym. And nothing really helped. So when I did use the carpal tunnel solution, that was the thing for me that worked. And being so quick, working so quick, I just don't see why anyone wouldn't want to take, the chance with something that's so inexpensive to put this above just going straight to surgery, because the risks just are not worth it if something like this can cure your ailment, within 6 weeks. One of the doctors I work with, who's an oncologist, and she tried this too, and she is just amazed. And she had to work also. She's a single doctor, and she had to use this, because if she didn't, she would have been out of work for possibly up to 2 months, and that pretty much would do your practice in. You would not be working. So just for the time saving and for the pain saving, it's way worth it. So I really do suggest using this product. Just to summarize, if you do think you have the symptoms of carpal tunnel, it is a good idea to get diagnosed by your doctor. But before hurrying off to surgery, I do suggest that you try the carpal tunnel solution. It is just fantastic. It's helped me, it's helped my friends, it's helped my doctor friends, and it's easy to wear, it's comfortable, and I really think it's just a magnificent product. It's very inexpensive. Easy to use, comes quickly in the mail, and if you're having pain, why suffer another day? You don't have to suffer another day. There's no reason to put yourself through it when something's so inexpensive. And it is covered by most medical insurance companies, so you can also call your medical insurance, find out if it's covered, and if they pay for it, you really have nothing to lose except for feeling better. And I'm telling you, I really do. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this just because I was just so amazed to feel so much better so quickly, and I have to. I want to go and live my life and have fun, and I'm a young 56, and I want to continue till I'm in my 80s, so it's been a wonderful process.